So one thing that I always remember about his quotes is in the morning demo, he always said, so engineering is like a bit of trial and error. You know, you try to put some tasks and then to see whether it's break or not. And when you're trying too hard, it will break. So we will decrease the task so that we will get the optimum result. It's really stick to my mind that we can try to push people hard, but without them to break and delivering a good result. Yes. Cool.
I think maybe let's sort of focus on Aldo. I think Aldo does a good job of embodying one of the really important things, which is to ask for things, right? So a lot of our team contributes, and even very early, right? I remember, very early, right? You were already doing demos very early. You were already speaking up at the Monday demo and asking questions or giving suggestions to people. And I think that's not everybody's an extrovert, so you don't always have to speak up literally, but to share that idea and to contribute no matter who you are and where you are. Cool.
But here's the thing, I come here and talking a lot, difficulty and dependency to Lars. I say, we cannot do this, we cannot do this, we cannot do this. Lars just stay with me and say, I consider you are a middle level of the Dana team, and from a management perspective, you need to come to tell me, we have difficulty and how we can come across it, right? To resolve it. Instead of you just talking all your difficulty to me. And at that time I say, well man, I'm just blocking you, right? I raise this question to you. But eventually I think maybe after 1 week or 2 weeks later, after a lot of discussion and advance, we need to work like a team. It's not about the problem about Dana team or Dana persons. It's a problem of us, right? It's the things we need to do together. So I would like to say it's a very short conversation at that time, but let me think about how we can work together, because you may see we have the same targets and same objective to achieve, right? So maybe we have a lot of things need to do together and be more active from each other and to step forward and also to support each other, can back to back and just trust each other is very important. So I do believe that Lars is a very good trainer. He trained a trainer even in your team, right? And he is a very good good leader to teach you a lot of leadership lessons. But I think we still can work together closer and even can learn from each other, right? So fair enough.
I think you can tell by the way that the team wanted you to come up, right? I think you've gone very far in trying to extend yourself into probably beyond your comfort zone, right? Working with a new team, with a different culture that has its own sort of social network going, and I recognize how challenging that is, right? And I think the fact that everybody is working in different languages, across geographic, often away from their families, is something perhaps that all of us don't say enough thank you to the A+ team, right, about that. And I think that there's a great amount of learning, but also passion and compassion, right, from the A+ team for us in trying to help enable us and help us be successful. And it's, engineers should always be arguing and throwing erasers at the drywall, right? But then sitting together and having food and being happy together, right? So that we can disagree at the whiteboard and we can agree at the lunch table or at the breakfast table. And I think there's been more and more of that, and I hope there continues to be more and more of that, and you've definitely been a great role model in that way. So,
Yes,
thanks.
Okay.
I don't work closely with Lars as as when I was in Ice House, but yeah, working with and for Lars has always been a pleasure.
If you heard pleasure, it was totally
And I got the chance to see how coding and solve problems from an engineer's point of view. And yeah, one thing for sure is that I'm always amazed with his presentation on every Monday demo. And yeah, I honestly think that your presentation is a joy to watch.
Yuda knows where all the bodies are buried. There's I can't even begin to tell you guys, like, and if he may have said pleasure, but if he accidentally said pressure, I think he actually meant pressure.
Either way, it's an understatement.
Either way, okay, so, you know, man, we've been through a lot. Like, I literally could not have done it without you. So, yeah.
Lars, you know, my impression of him is tall, right?
Yeah.
You know, those boxes is only made for him. Another thing, you know, I always tell him that he's really good with body. See, everything, you know. And today is actually the first time I see him with shoes. I like your sandals so much. And apparently, you know, unfortunately, I just know, you know, lately that I've been working with his wife longer.
Oh.
I know his wife even longer. It's like, oh wow, you're Caitlin's husband. You know, we've been working with for social enterprise, where I'm actually one of the board there. So, which is good, and I learned a lot. And you guys know what Aldo was saying, and also they were saying the secret recipe of Lars. But he said, I am a teacher. These are students who are actually, you know, you give tasks to them, they will work on it. When they have questions, they ask the teacher. So that is why you don't see that how he actually, you know, trying to work with you, and then we kind of like we are learning from him, and he's actually telling us, you know, this is the way you do it, give a solution, and be with us.
Please.
So I think.
So just quick words, because I think everybody's hungry already. Maybe not all of you guys know how Lars came to Ice House. I mean, you know how he's going away. But the first time I met Lars, actually I did a presentation in ID Bytes about the company. It's about a 10-minute presentation, and afterwards there's this tall, nerdy guy come up to me and said, listen, I actually took a job in Bali because I want to go surfing, but I looked at your company, I think it's, you know, you guys look cooler, so you might have to go work for you. I was like, well, I don't know. Who are you? What have you done? So, oh, wait, MIT, Symantec, you know, Oracle. Okay, come. So you started as VP of Mobile Solutions, right? Yeah. And quite clearly, it was clear that he had much more to do than just be VP of Mobile Solutions. So you got promoted to COO, and then not shortly after that, it was very clear that Lars was going to be the CEO. But we had some board issues after that, and we had some turmoil. So finally, we ended up doing a buyout in 2015, where we had the famous Santa Claus Skype call. Yeah, Lars came on with the beard. But I think the rest is history. Just want to say a big thank you. I hope you will look back at years in Indonesia and very proud of what to get a trophy, which is basically all of you guys. So that's
Lars. You should have said something.
So look guys, we wouldn't be here without Redmer, right? Like the number of times that this guy actually paid payroll. Honestly, right? Like, and not just, obviously not just that, right? But teach, like I've learned a lot from Redmer. I know that a lot of us have. It always helps to have the one voice of doom in the room. Okay. The guy that can, find the holes in every plan, and it's, tough, but that's exactly what you need. You need the tough voice. But I think we all owe a tremendous amount to Redmer, far more I think than we could ever appreciate. There were plenty of times when the same guy would have kicked me in the ass or something else, and instead, Redmer picked us up and helped us out, or picked me up and helped me out, or talked me through it, or called his friend, or called his dad, or called on whatever other resources we could muster to try to get advice and get help and pull things together. And yeah, man, in a foxhole, there's nobody else I want to share a crisis with you, or crisis with me. So, thanks.
When I get to know him, get to work with him, suddenly, like, for example, I want to ask her some suggestion. This guy then asks me more questions, which sometimes makes you wonder, like, I want to ask about something, and then he asks like 5 why, and then another like how. But at certain point now, I did understand at this stage that basically the very best part that Lars already built, is thinking framework, and like I said on the previous Monday demo, he's the architect, you see metrics work, but the very best thing that he built is you guys. You guys are the new. So, thank you.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and not talk only you or PD, right? But I think a lot of people in this organization look up to Ranga, and I think a big part of the reason why is because he embodies the idea of learning and like being agile, right? Like your job has changed 10 times in the last 9 months, and it changed 10 times in the 10 months before that, and it changed 20 times. I mean, we hired Ranga as a project coordinator, okay? And he's brought a ton of innovation. He's brought a ton of agility, and when we needed something new, he would take time in the nights or the weekends or whatever to come up with a solution to that and bring it in on Monday morning as an idea, and stand up in front of a bunch of people and sort of be like, hey guys, I have this idea, and be very vulnerable to criticism or to feedback or whatever, because obviously he cared a lot. And sometimes, people are like, that's awesome. And sometimes people are like, ah. Although most of the time we were like, that's awesome. And I think he's been a role model for me in this way. And I think he's been a role model for a lot of us in this way. And I'm, I know that this spirit is present in a lot of us, right? So it's not, I don't want to only kind of talk about Ranga or talk only about the PD group. Constantly bringing innovation, but a lot of companies struggle. Where does innovation come from? Right? And it does not come from individuals. Like I said on Monday, it comes from the interactions, but I think it also comes from these ideas of being brave, right? And giving feedback and being open to feedback. And it's a good company is like a jazz band, right? We're all improvising together. So there's no Mozart here. There's no symphony piece of music that we all know what the correct thing is, and we just have to practice, right? So we should be playing jazz together. And when Ranga starts his solo, man, you better enjoy that solo, because that's the best 2 minutes, and then we'll go back to the whole group again, So anyway, thanks, Ranga.
Jadi pertama kali datang di interview ke Ice House, saya nggak punya celana jeans. Even celana jeans cuma punya satu dan itu dipakai weekend doang. Datang pertama ke Ice House, datang dari tradisional, ya kita bilangnya tradisional lah, lebih tradisional ke salesperson yang solution, apalah segala macam itu. Terus pertanyaan pertama anak banget. Berarti kalau ditanya pertama kan, kenapa ninggalin kerjaan lama? Pertanyaan pertama jadi berapa lama mau stay di Ice House? So, well, we've gone through a lot, all night and everything, right? So, I learned a lot from Lars, and I'm very grateful to work with him. Thanks, man.
Well, when it wasn't Redmer paying for payroll, it was you, right? It was the sales guys, right? Getting out there and collecting customers for us. So it's tough to be in a team. It's tough in an engineering company to be in a team that's not engineering, And I think like you and Ronald and Dharma have done an awesome job of like reaching out to the team and trying to like embrace the culture and not like sit in a corner and just be like, oh, we just do sales, whatever. I think that's been really fun, and I think when we hired you because we needed a lot of help, right? We needed a lot of like lessons learned, and you brought this huge experience, to the table. So, man, there were a lot of things where you and I iterated on stuff, and like I don't even remember how ignorant I was before we had those conversations, So there's a lot of like, sales is one of the places where the rubber really meets the road, right? You can have great ideas and you can build product and all that kind of stuff, but like, the proof is like when customers actually start to do it. It's a really tough job and it's really high pressure. I think, you did it, right? You showed you can do it. So anyway, I'm constantly happy that you extroverts will go out there and like bring people to our products, because we just want to sort of stay at the office and not talk to anyone. So, thanks, man.
Okay. And I want to just say a few things because I want you to eat as soon as possible. So I don't know if a lot of you know, actually have also a very long history with Ice House. I know Ice House since the very beginning. Very beginning, even like at the start with Redmer and Adrian. And this is the thing, right? So at the time, I always thought that this is gonna be. I've looked at Ice House, I've observed and I've heard stories about it, and at the time I always thought that wow, this is a very cool and a very good company. Seriously, right? And when I was still at the other startup, I always wanted to work with Ice House, but it's too expensive. Price. But seriously, it's not for everyone.
Whereas the other startup would be $1 billion business now if you had.
You know how hard time I got?
So, do you remember, any one of you have experienced this before, right? You want something so bad, but you can't get it.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years later, happens to come up with this new startup called Dana. Right? And this is, I'm telling you guys now because all our deal is done, right? So yes. Okay.
mind, after the first day that the company is set up, first thing in my mind is to get us out. Wow. No one else. I'm not kidding. So, of course, I didn't act that way. Hey, and this is what happened. I realized when I was in Ghana, I got really what I think it was. I thought it was a great company before that, and after I'm in Ghana, I got, all of you guys to join. I really, really feel I got it. It's like, not even that. It really kind of surprised me even more. That's something special. You guys are special, right? It is something that, right, back again, you always something that you always wanted and you got it, and then suddenly you realize that you got even more than that. So, all of that, really, thanks to
Yeah.
Just one thing I want to say, Lars stays on, right? I mean, we all have Lars in us. And okay, we'll take a picture after. So we want everyone to do this in the picture, okay?
Yeah.
Right? And really, I really wish you on a very good journey. And I wrote that in a letter. Have a friend. In Indonesia.
Is it red to tell you everything you've done?
Undangannya Vina ya.
Yeah, is that wedding invitation?
It's for Kathleen.
Oh, very nice.
But it's proud.
Yeah, very nice. Sorry she couldn't come. She's babysitting our cat. No. She had to take it to a new home. Nice.
See? It's for Kathleen.
Yeah, beautiful. She'll be very happy to have, because everything it'll be so cold in Sydney, right? She's so used to, I come home and I'm like, you didn't even turn the AC on. She's like, oh, I didn't notice. It's 30 degrees in the house. Very nice. Beautiful. Very good. Thank you. Wow. Nice. Ah, this is
We need a plan.
I don't know if I can. It says, Dear Lars, you've always been more of a friend, less of a colleague, more of a leader, less of a boss. Until we meet you again, we love you, Donna May. Wow. Nuts here. very cool. So I don't know if you guys know the batik shirt, the blue one I wore on Monday.
Yeah.
So the story behind that, I forgot to tell you, because that batik was given to me as from my Secret Santa. So that's, I don't know, so don't tell me, right? Because it's my favorite, maybe now my second favorite shirt. Because every time I wear it, I wonder who gave it to me, right? Because I come to the office and I'm like, is somebody smiling? And I never know, because the problem is everybody is always smiling. Oh, guys, these are awesome. Really awesome. Really, really nice, guys. Thank you. Well, now I have to come back, because then I have to have a business trip and show it off. So you know what I'm wearing when I'm at the next meeting.
Yeah. You should.
You can't go to the White House and wear one of those. Yeah. Hey, it's a formal attire.
Absolutely. I gotta learn how to fold it. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Really fun. I will enjoy very much. Nice. All right. Thanks.
Open the design team presences.
Crazy. I should move to a new country more often.
Oh wow.
Beautiful wrapping paper. It says it's like the whole team. It says thank you, Lars, Donna design team. And it's got me with my green headphones, not listening to anybody. Very cool. And I'm in my blue shirt. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I go drink beer or something. I
More food, guys?
don't know. Yeah, makan lagi.
Thanks, Lars. Thanks, Lars.
Thanks, guys.